All right, guys, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegbeta TV Radio. My name is Daffy Matches. You're going to love to come with Elegbeta one. But got a little bit cold, so my voice is a little bit in this heat too. I did get cold. Okay, I don't know how that is. On the show today, we got a whole lot to talk within a very short time. Today's Wednesday, meaning that I'm going to go to school for my class to go teach my students and all that. I'm hoping to go to to make a call through to Ghana, but I'm still struggling to get connection with Theophilus, and I hope I do get him. I want us to talk about Ghana's preparation for the All African Games and the delay in giving accreditations to prospective journalists that are coming in for the games. They promised that on the 25th, which is on Sunday, they were going to send their accreditation, but they've not done that. The accreditation approval, they've not done that, and so many other things. So I'm just kind of like trying to get through to Ghana. But the guy who we had a conversation yesterday and we promised to have talk this morning on the show just gone probably dark on me. Well, if you do this job, you know that that is a regular thing that happens. You could have commitment with people, and then the next minute they will disappear on you. But then there is also other conversation. I don't want to jump into the sexism talk against between what's it called now, that coach, the coach, former coach of Leicester, Liverpool, Brendan Rodgers, because for me, I mean, I don't know, but it's not what the time of the show. It's not what the energy to put on the show. So I'm going to keep it aside. But the major talking point is there has been this insinuation has been going on for a while, and it's not today. So it's not like we're talking something new. It's not breaking news. It's not big story, but it's big story. It's been on, and we've been trying to ignore it. But the more we try, the more these people come up with the questions and all that. So I think we should talk about it. I want to hear your perspective. Then later we could, see how it goes. Okay, what is the conversation? Virgil van Dijk. Do I like Virgil van Dijk? Yes, he's a good player. I'm trying to connect that guy and see if I can still get him anywhere. Hmm. Is Virgil van Dijk the greatest defender to have played in the Premier League? I mean, this Premier League have produced some very great defenders. Let's not lie. For me, straight off, if you ask me who's the greatest defender to ever play in the Premier League, for me, I would straightforwardly just say John Terry. And I'm not a Chelsea fan, but that's what I would say. If I'm off the back of my head, I would just straightforward just tell you John Terry, like off the cuff of my back, like. And I know that Rio Ferdinand also was a good defender. Mr. Asna, Tony Adams was also there. There is Ashley Cole, who, even though he wasn't a centre back, but was a good servant of the game and a fantastic defender that you give credit to. And then there was, you know, Vincent Company, a leader by excellence. And then there was the one I like to call the Still, even though he didn't play too long in the Premier League, but he had time. 211 games. Nemanja Vidic also had some fantastic time. And then there was, this is just the Ogborisha, but he tried. Gary Neville, and I know why I'm putting all these names in the conversation. And the Hunk himself, the incredible Hawk himself in defense, the Dean of Defense, So Campbell, from Tottenham Hotspur to Arsenal, Portsmouth, Newcastle United, and then there is the gentle giant, Steve Bruce. A lot of this generation might know him as a manager, but Steve Bruce was a very loyal servant of Manchester United, even though Silas Ferguson did him dirty in his final, the way they cut him off. Silas is a very brutal. I think, like, when I think about Silas Ferguson, I always think of a very sad man. Like, he's a very sad human being. He's a control freak and all that. But that's a conversation for another day. We will get to that someday in the future. And then there was the guy who paired with Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister. There was Dennis Iwin, and then there was Gary Pallister. Fantastic guy. Played for Manchester United. He also went to, I think, Middlesbrough. Is it Middlesbrough or Blackburn Rover? It's Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough. And then you have Patrice Evra, who first came in, like, he really didn't fit in that well, but with time, became one of the best defender. Remember, he was four-time best defender in the French Ligue 1. Played in the finals of the Champions League in 2004 against Jose Mourinho's FC Porto, and then they lost 4-0. Adebayo was also on the bench and came on off the bench in that squad. I won't even call Marcel Desailly because, to be very honest, Marcel Desailly, okay, played about 158 games, lost 30, 78 wins, and 54 clean sheet. But he came to the Premier League at a time where his clock was already done. So I'm not going to call him. And then there was Japstam. Now, Japstam was a fantastic player. I love him. Played for Manchester United, but he stayed too long. And I think that he was one of the best, but his best days were either at PSV Eindhoven or AC Milan, not necessarily the Premier League. Yeah, he had a good time in the Premier League, but not long enough. I mean, this guy had only 79 games, and because of one interview, Alex Ferguson dished him. But I mean, when you look at the treble that they won in 1999, that's I'm not sure anybody's going to wake up one morning and rub it on him and say it's not good. And then there was this player who I thought, for me, this is my opinion, even though he was playing for a shitty club, but I think he was the epitome of a leader and a fantastic player. He just had too much injury. I don't know if lots of you that are watching now know him. His name is Ledley King. Ledley King, not Lad. Ledley King. Ledley King was a fantastic player. He was a club man. He was a one club man. He was a captain. He was a leader. He was solid. When he was fit, he was the guy. I mean, for a player to put up his entire career in one club and he played only 268 games tells you, injury really did him dirty. Okay, when some people who played multiple clubs were in the 400s of games. And then there was Ricardo Carvalho. I don't know if most of you remember him, but Ricardo Carvalho played in that Chelsea team. He came in 2004, if I'm not mistaken, under Jose Mourinho, and quickly his partnership with John Terry took John Terry from academy player to world class overnight. The two of them are the kind of symbiotic understanding. They had this telepathic ability to zip line, who goes forward, who drops deep, who plays. It was just, this was a pair. This was a pair marriage. You would say that it was a marriage made in heaven, because it was defensive excellence at its best. This was the defense line that considered only 15 goals in an entire game. Jesus Christ. That's something that people don't talk about that much. 5 goals considered at home. 6 goals considered at home, 9 considered away from home. If you want to talk about defenders, you should talk about John Terry, Carvalho, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, Yapstam, Sol Campbell. Then you cannot bring in Virgil van Dijk. I'm not saying he's not good, but I would even put Dennis Iwin, and then I'll put Gary Pallister. Steve Bruce, could be slow sometimes, but man, I got mad respect for him. And then there's Kolotori, the guy who was an Ogbori. How he managed to get to Arsenal. The story is always told about his first audition at Arsenal and how he tackled Thierry Henry, tackled Dennis Beckham, tackled one other person, and then Arsene Wenger, and he was crying, and then they eventually was given a chance, and we saw what he did. It was part of the invisible. So it's not mean feat, that you played the entire season. And then there was this defender who started not too good, but then he grew and grew and grew. And then he met Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola turned him into this beast that he is. Kyle Walker is considered one of the technically gifted defenders in the Premier League and also the fastest defender in the Premier League. He wasn't fantastic at Aston Villa. It wasn't fantastic at Spurs, but at Man City, come on. Then I don't really like him. I don't see him as a great defender, but he did his bit. Jamie Carragher. Okay. But to now put all these defenders, I just mentioned 19 defenders, and then to now put Nemanja Vidic at the very top of it, I kind of feel insulted, okay? Feel a bit of slap in the face that people would think like that. But I don't know what you guys think anyway, so I really want to hear from you guys. But then yesterday I promised you that I was going to read you guys some stories. And some are true, but because one story in the 9 is a complete lie, now makes me want to question all of the stories. So it's 9 players who overcame huge challenges to reach the top. Now let's look at them one after the other. Okay, so this is how the story opened. I stumbled on it and I was enjoying the read, and then I stumbled on one. I was like, no. This is fallacy. This is rubbish. Okay, so making it as a professional. This is how the writer opened up the story. Making it as a professional footballer in any capacity is certainly no easy feat. To get to the very pinnacle of the game is harder still, especially if players have to deal with setbacks or difficult circumstances on their way to the top. These nine individuals know that struggle all too well, and have had to overcome huge challenges in order to reach that elite level. Every time I mean, I've read this article a lot, and every time I read it and it gets to this certain player, so many things just go up in my head. Like, if I am the government of Nigeria, I would try this guy for treason. I would jail him. That's how much I dislike him. And he was a fantastic player. He's an African Cup of Nations winner. He's a good player. But for this story, I would jail him. Like, he will go to jail. Like, oh no, I would. I mean, I think that's how much I love Nigeria, Sha. Like, if I see people trying to put the name of this country to disrepute, it just pisses me up. So on top of that list is Alexis Sanchez. Hard work, dedication, and ambition helped Alexis Sanchez escape the dusty and polluted desert town of Tocopila in the faraway north of Chile. Okay, he would play barefoot in the street, but always believed he would make it to the top in sports. Alexis Sanchez hardly knew his father while his mother worked two jobs as a cleaner and a fish seller. As a child, the player himself would wash cars outside the local cemetery to earn cash, even making his professional debut at 16 and securing move to Udinese, Barcelona, Arsenal, Manchester United. As he has never forgotten his humble roots and has long supplied Tokopila's children with boots and balls, as well as paying for real pitches to be built. Wow, what a nice one. But when I read that story, let me tell you my reaction. And as I'm reading it for you, you can react in your own way. Now, if you grow through life and at 16 you're already signing professional contract, I don't really think so. It's not a competition of who suffer pass, but I don't really think that you really suffer that much, because again, you're born poor, so that's normal process of growing up. I mean, you didn't even wait till you're 24. At the age of 16, you're already securing a move to the abroad. I don't think I don't know. You guys be the judge, but I'm just going to present the cases and say. So Sadio Mane, Mr. Humility, that's what they call him. I don't know. I don't know. You know me. I don't believe in humility. So there's some things that I just follow. Sadio Mane lived in the cramped conditions in his early life in Senegal, sharing a house with nine other people, none of whom believed the young dreamer would ever make it as a footballer. To play so determined he was to play, Mane asked a family friend to get him some money so he could run away to the capital city of Dakar to realize his ambition for 10 days. No one in his family knew where he was until the friend relented and told them. Okay. Mane was brought home, and it was only after he had finished his education that his family accepted being a footballer was his destiny. Now he's among the very best African player. I just think that this is a evolution story that was just written just because Sadio Mane's name would sell. I'm just looking at that. There's nothing to tell here. There's really no story to tell here. Your parents TV pay you for school. Your parents, you know how many people who are in Nigeria, the reason why they are playing football is that their parents can't even pay for school fees and all that. And then they just abandon them. Be on the street, find your way. And then you have parents who, for any reason, if your parents could pay your school fees, I don't think you're suffering. I don't think that I don't define if your parents could afford to pay your school fees. I do not think that is suffering by any shade of the word. Okay, I don't know, but that's the way I see it. Maybe you can say it differently, but that's the way I see it. So I'm about to go to Ghana. Now, this one is another person that was put in the story that just pissed me off because I've seen documentaries, I've seen videos, I said the house that I grew up in. That doesn't look like suffering. Working class parents, it's not suffering. Working class parents is like middle class. It's okay. When you live in the flats in the UK, in London, it's not suffering. Okay, let me go to Ghana first. I'll come back and get you guys in on the other people. But some people would call suffering. I don't think that that's suffering. Well, I'm trying to go to Ghana now. I'm calling to you. I've got someone in Ghana who I want to discuss a few things about the All African Games, and he works with GTV. GTV Sports is somebody who is grounded in the sports as well. A fantastic guy. It is eight fantastic guy. It is 8 days, 15 hours for the 3 minutes and 52 seconds to the opening ceremony of the All African Games. And Ghana, so if you know Ghana, Ghana likes to put up a show. It doesn't matter whether they are always fighting about jollof rice that we have better than them. It doesn't matter whether they are always arguing, okay, in football, I can't really say as in Nigeria, I can't really say Nigeria is better than Ghana in football. Let me be very honest here, because they won more African Cup of Nations than us. But then we've got the Olympics medal that they don't have. And at under 17, they've also matched us very well. And on the 20, I think Ghana have won the under 20, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not really what BAM3 in Ghana on football side. But if not for food, I think we have better than them. If in music, Ghana is not in the race at all. They are not in the competition. There's no medal. But then in the All African Games, I know for sure that in the all-time medals list, Nigeria is second, and Ghana, no. Ghana, where are they? They are not in the top 10. Okay, but let's not talk about the all-time record now. Let's talk about this competition. We have applied for accreditation. They've wrote us that they were going to give us feedback on the 25th, which is Sunday. We've not gotten it. But well, before that, let me bring my good friend, fantastic guy. He's a cute guy. I don't know if he's married. For those who are looking for a husband, this guy look like husband material, 200 yards. I mean, husband material is a perfect. It looks like a perfect gentleman. Look at his picture, purple type suit. Well, well chiseled. I think he lives and sleep in the gym. It looks very, very good. Hi, Theo. Good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegante TV Radio.
Good morning, my brother.
Why are you laughing, Theophilus? Why are you laughing?
You're just good at what you do, so it's normal. Anyway, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity on this your beautiful platform.
Okay, and, so let's see the ground running straight up. I've done my introduction, but I like my guests to do their own introduction. Introduce yourself how you want to be known, and please let me know if you're married or not, so that those Nigerian girls that likes to have a taste of Ghana something, okay? That like chalet things, not jollof rice. They will cook jollof rice for you, but I will put them on the red notice that there's a guy in Ghana. And since I'm coming to Ghana next week, and I'm also coming with some very eligible single babes, they might just try to check you out. So do your own introduction.
You've done the introduction already. Sincerely, my name is Theophilus, and most people call me Theo. Yes. So let's keep it like that. My name is Theophilus. I'm just an upcoming. I call myself upcoming because I still want to learn more. They are in the industry, but we've been around for a while, and I think that, like you said, African Games is just around the corner. So we are all thinking about African Games, and so as you're getting ready to be in Ghana, we are just waiting for you, open arms, welcoming you to our beautiful equality, and so we hit the ground running. Well, welcome to Ghana.
But let me say this up front. Ghana is freaking expensive. Like, Ghana is one of the most expensive countries in Africa. I don't know why that is, but it's okay. We are coming. We'll come spend our money, and we definitely would have fun. Now, let's start with the games itself. Okay, so this is the second time that two different cities will be hosting the All African Game, and this is the 13th edition. Okay, and it was supposed to be hosted last year, but one thing or the other, it's moved forward to this year. That's not a surprise. Even the African Cup of Nations is always moving like bad weather. So let's talk about some of the facilities that Ghana have put in place. This African Cup of Nations does not have the kind of publicity that we gave in 2003 when we hosted. But let me know, what are the facilities in place? What are the cities that are hosting? What is, if somebody's coming to Ghana, what are the things that they should avoid and the things that they should look at for?
Okay, so let's start with the facilities. Like you initially said, African Games most often is hosted in one city, but in our case, we are doing two cities. We are doing Accra and we are doing Cape Coast. So Accra, almost 95 or let's say 99% of the activities will be taking place in Accra. And Accra, we have the Premier University, that's the University of Ghana, being the center, the epicenter where it will be the Games Village. And also most of the activities will be taking place there. Then we have the Botiman Sports Complex, where other activities also will be taking place there. We also have the Bukum Boxing Arena, where other activities will be taking place there. Then the Accra Sports Stadium, where we'll be getting some football activities going on there. And so, football team, it's a newly constructed edifice there where we have the aquatic center, state of the art aquatic center. We have a building where we are going to have an indoor court for tennis. We have training facilities put up there, almost 6 courts for training for tennis. We have a warm up track at Boteman. We also have the handball court, multi-purpose court for handball. We have courts for basketball, volleyball, also table tennis. The indoor facilities are there for all the disciplines that we are going to host. When you go to the University of Ghana, where
Oh no.
the new stadium has been put up. World Athletics Championship, World Athletics certified track experts have come take charge, and so for the first time, we are going to athletes are going to run on the state of the art tartan track, a world mark everything because athletics is serving as qualifiers for the Paris Olympics. So all the creme de la creme. I'm expecting Nigeria to come with all their stars, fantastic stars. We know what Nigerians can do
Sure,
on the
we
track and
will.
field, and we are hoping that they will
Yeah.
come in their numbers and then spice up the things. But remember, when you even have a podium finish, Ghana will be there with you. So don't worry. You finish second, Ghana will win the gold. Don't worry. We have had a soon. We
You
will
are
qualify
you are
for the
you are
Paris
be,
Olympics.
you are being disrespectful now, and this is the kind of things that I don't like. Don't worry, I will send my boys after you in Ghana. Don't worry. We will be at the podium and we will do what? We're your spectators. We're bringing Toby Amusan to this game. We're helping Ghana. The star. It's like bringing Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo to you. We're bringing, I mean, Ghana. See, Ghana. I respect you people footballing wise because you give us players like Abedi Pele. You give us your Preko. You give us Tony Yeboah. Oh my God, Tony Yeboah, fantastic player. You give us Baby Jet, Asamoah Gyan. Now this generation of players that you guys have. Oh, the only player that you have currently is Mohamed Kudus that is selling Kunu in West Ham. All the other players are not there. But for these All African games, please don't tell me that you will be at the podium and we will be watching you. No, no, no. Show some respect. Come on, we're the second.
Yeah, 2 o'clock. You know the podium finish. The podium finish. There is gold, there is silver, there is bronze, right? So Ghana picks gold, Nigeria will pick bronze or silver. That's what I'm talking about. The podium finish. You get it. So
So,
don't worry. As for the track and field, I know
so
what
there is
Nigeria should do.
nothing you're going to tell me and convince me that there is one sport where Ghana will pick gold ahead of Nigeria. I don't unless you guys are inventing the sports. Maybe it's the sports of the best country that can miss English and their local language. Ghana will win gold there. That one, Ghana, maybe Ghana and South Africa will win gold. But Charlie, if it is the sports that we know, forget about it. Charlie, we're not brothers and sisters in these matters. We win all the gold.
And so you like the don't worry, for the football event, the CAF, CAF decided to use the junior teams, and so the under 20s male and female teams, that's the our black um satellite and then the black princesses. So the ladies football competition will be taken in Cape Coast. The ladies football competition will be
Yeah.
taking place in Cape Coast, and then the men's football competition will be taking place at the Accra Sports Stadium. And then we go to the boxing arena where we will use Bukum Boxing Arena to host that one. That one too is well prepared there. The rugby event will be taking place at the University of Ghana. A new stadium has been built for rugby, and
Give
so
give
we are going to
give
see
give the gold give
the
the gold of that rugby to South Africa. Nobody will match them for that one. Leave it for South Africa. Let the others just come and be spectators.
so Nigeria will take bronze, and then Ghana will take silver. Don't worry. So if
I
we
don't know
allow
about that.
Nigeria,
I don't know about that one, but let's just leave South Africa for the gold. Yeah, I'm telling
okay.
you.
So that one will be taking place there, and as usual, the track and field will be there at the stadium, and then we move to the Apache Center where they at Botiman. And so what the NOC has done is that they've put in a well structured transport system where, for instance, journalists will not struggle, will not find it difficult in moving because there will always be shuttle moving within a specific period of time, conveying athletes, conveying journalists, conveying spectators to the various venues where they are. So those who want to be at the games village, you'll be there. Buses are there to convey you from the university to Boteman. It's like 20 minutes drive. So the shuttle moves, branded shuttles, so many. So everything is in place now. And I feel that for the journalists that are waiting for the accreditations, I think they should continue to check because confirmation started coming in 2 days ago. Some I heard some Ghanaian journalists saying they haven't received their confirmation, but today I've been in touch with some of them. Some of them have confirmed, and so um, colleagues in Nigeria and other African countries that are yet to receive it, please just cross your fingers. Delay is not denial. It will come.
I
You
like
will get
that.
your confirmation and come.
All right,
So don't worry.
let me seek answer for one of the biggest questions that everybody's asking. So for those who cannot stay in the games village, in the
Yeah,
university, in the hostels, what will you advise for people who are on a budget? Because not everybody is sponsored. Some people are freelance journalists, and like we saw at the African Cup of Nations
yeah,
in Cote d'Ivoire, the media is what sells a sporting event. Take away the media, the sporting events is
yeah.
just a town hall meeting of Bala Blues and all that. But right now, what would you advise young journalists, freelancers who are coming to create content? Where will you advise them to go and stay? Some affordable places that you can mention.
For affordability, when you come, one secret about this whole gathering by the LOC is the fact that if you are really accredited and you come, if you get your accreditation and you come, any guest house, any hotel you decide, any place you decide to lodge, there is this discount that goes for people with accreditation. So if journalists
Wow.
are coming in, wherever you want to, just with your complimentary card, your tag accreditation, when you go, they understand that you are here for a mission. And so instead of going for the normal rate, they reduce it for you. I think if not 40% there, but there is this serious reduction because you are accredited.
Oh,
You get it.
okay.
So for that one, all hotels and guest houses around the capital, and even those who want to follow the female game and you go to Cape Coast, there is this place that when you just get there, so far as you have your accreditation tax, you are good to go. You will not go through that stress, the hassle, and everything. And again, I hear that even at the media center, anything journalists, those with accreditation, there are days that you get some free meals here
Okay.
and there, out transportation. You
The,
get it
the,
free.
the last
There are so many things that accreditation will allow you to do. And so you come in and not quote unquote spend so much and find things so difficult. No, because you're accredited, certain things will be at your disposal. So
the last
communication
time
wise, everything.
I experienced such a thing was in Brazil in 2014 when because you're accredited you have 50% discount on anything food and all that, but Brazil again was still very expensive. Now having said that, let's talk about, when you travel to places. I don't know about other people, but for me, when you travel to places, you also want to take some time, the off days, to say, okay, let me even see Ghana. Let me enjoy the sights and
Mhm.
sound, feel the people, the places, so that when I leave, I can have my own opinion. So for first timers, this will be my 12th time of coming to Ghana, but for first timers that are coming to Ghana that are listening to us right now, where are some of the good spots to go in Accra and in Cape Coast? And then there is always, every country have its black spots. Now, my dear, if you're coming, please avoid the names like these places, avoid them. And then this time of the night, don't be caught outside. Please give a note of advice and a note of warning to those people that are coming. They're listening to you.
Okay, good. So in the capital Accra, yes, you see places that you see it's a no-go area, but everywhere in Accra, the capital, as we speak now, everywhere is hospitable, everywhere is free. Look, the security has given us the assurance.
Okay.
You won't come and then say you regret. Security wise, everything is top notch. Look, Ghana is going to put up one of the best and memorable event in terms of hospitality. Everywhere you go, you'll be welcomed. So far as they know that you are in for the African game, and everywhere you go, you see the experience of African game. So, for instance, anybody that comes to the capital Accra, the place you'll be. the airport area, Osu, Oxford Street, Bukum Boxing Arena, the University of Ghana area. So many. When you go as for Cape Coast, it's a hub for enjoyment, entertainment, and everything. There no stress, just like Accra. So for places, even a Legon, Dokundu area, there are so many joints there. You feel okay and be here.
All right.
As usual, you know the most already. You can pass through.
Yeah. All right. As we round up, there are two things
Everything is set. Yes, my brother, just come with your friend. Let them go.
Okay. So as we wrap up this interview, there are two things I like to ask people when I go to their cities. What are the food? I know that Ghana and Nigeria were like neighbors, but our food are far different. Okay, they are far apart. What are the best food you would tell a first timer in Ghana to test? Have a taste of Ghana so that it remains memorable in your head. What are the first dishes you want to put forward? So let's say there's a 5-course meal. What is course meal number one that just gets you into that Ghana mood and say, wow, this is a taste of Ghana? And then for the guys that likes to, add extra, that want to produce 9 months course, is it advisable? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, people that wants to go on a missionary journey, that want to walk with a dog, that carry dog around, doggy style, missionaries and all that. Is there any advice you want to give them? Stay away or don't do, give us advice now. Be the professor here.
Okay, sincerely, boys will always be boys, and to please make that you take yourself. You see, the good books even says that love your neighbor as yourself. It didn't say love your neighbor. You walk and see somebody and tell the person that, oh, when I see you have a disease here and there. No, so safety first. So just always get protected. Always carry your protection around, and then just be responsible. That's all. Don't let the fun overtake.
That's nice. Talk to me about food.
Yes. Now for the rest that would like to come and do, you come.
Okay.
The beautiful thing about Nigeria and Ghana is that half of Ghana is in Nigeria, and half of Nigeria is in Ghana. And our brothers, Nigerians, are having you when you come, you meet them. There is a community. Every community in this world is represented here in Ghana. So for food, look, all our dishes are please, I won't tell you to go for jollof or go for your kegali, which some people call it gobe, or go for.
I think I lost
our you. Go for just ask for them. Banku keshito, just do it. Look for all of them, and then you understand. Every food in Ghana is tasty. So just take one and then have a feel of it. Okay. So I won't tell you that put your mind on acne and then say, okay, I'm going for acne or I'm going for fufu and light soup or goat meat soup or any other thing. Please, all our delicacies are just there for you. Just come and taste it. Our home brew drinks, everything. You just come. Don't put your mind on one food and say, okay, the general said we should taste this. Please come and taste everything. And then your tongue will tell you.
Okay, Theophilus, I honestly have enjoyed. I've honestly enjoyed talking to you, and it's been fun. I hope when I come to Ghana, I would meet you in Ghana. Having said that, thank you very much for your time, and God bless you. It's really nice. I mean, we're heading towards going to Ghana for the All African Games, so we thought we should have a conversation with someone who is there. Well, guys, let's come back to you. We're talking about the best defender in the Premier League era to have played for club or anything in the Premier League. And the conversation lately has been that Nemanja Vindic is the best defender in the history of the Premier League. Now, Virgil van Dijk. I'm not saying that he's not good. That's not what I'm saying. So Liverpool fans don't get on my case from that perspective. Understand context. I'm saying that I cannot even agree that is the top 3 defender in the Premier League era. Now, some people started watching the Premier League 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I started watching the Premier League from when it started. I've been in English football since forever. Remember, I grew up in England. My father worked for Arsenal, so that is a different look when I look at the Premier League from maybe every other person. And I've seen great defenders. Like the names that I reeled out before now, I've seen great defenders. And every time I've always said that if anybody just pluck me off on the street or just stop me, hey, guy, since the Premier League started in 1992, who do you think is the all-time best defender? Straight off, I don't even have to think. The name that comes to my head is John Terry. And I've not seen any defender do half the things the man has done in terms of the Premier League. Did he win more Premier League title than any other defender? No. But you see, what he did in the time that he played in the Premier League for Chelsea and the way he played, he was a leader, he was a defender, he could, like he was everything. And he swerved from playing with different defenders, but he was consistent in all of that. And it was at the very base, the hub of the spine of Chelsea's all conquering team that went from Peter Cech to himself, and then he went on to Lampard, and then Didier Drogba. Mikel Obi was there sometimes, and different other people, and he played with almost all of them. It was like the Paolo Maldini of the Premier League, in my opinion. And then we've seen other player, Jamie Carragher, you can put him there, you can put Kyle Walker there, Colo, you can put Dennis Irving. Oh my, fantastic guy anyway. Wonderful guy. Some great players have played in the Premier League. Ricardo Carvalho, another guy that I love. He will be in my number 2. So this is me picking 2 Chelsea players. Didn't play too many games. I mean, just 135 games before he left. But in that time, he was fantastic. Okay, considering you know what it means to go 38 games and concede 15 goals. God had mercy. I mean, there's nobody on that line. And then there was Ledley King. Yeah, he was injury prone, but when he played, that this guy is a good defender. There was Yapstam. And the problem with Yapstam is that he didn't play too many. But the time he was there was when Manchester United won the treble. And I'm not going to take that out of him because he was fantastic. And he went on to show it every other places he went to, like at AC Milan, also winning the Champions League there. Then there was Marcel Desailly, not so fantastic because he came at the time where his son was already setting and all that. Then there's Patrick Evra, even though he played on the left side, but it was fantastic. Then there was Gary Pallister. I mean, some of you guys, when I mention Gary Pallister or Dennis Ivan, you wonder, like, what am I saying? Or when I say Steve Bruce, you probably know him as a coach more for Middlesbrough and then for Newcastle than as a player. But then if you're OG like me, I mean, I'm not saying I'm Idris Abdul Karim, but if you're an football OG like me, then you will know this guy. And then there was the hunk, okay, the monster, King Kong of the Premier League defenders. So Campbell, fantastic one there. Also was in that unbeaten, invisible team. There was Gary Neville, Borisha, you just put it there. Then there was one that I love. Okay, it's my maybe number 2 or number 3. Number one is John Terry. He's my number 2. Nemanja Vidic, God have mercy. And then there's Carvalho, number 3. And then there's Rio Ferdinand, number 4. Then I could now between Vincent Company and I put Vincent Company in my number 5, and then we'll now start talking about Virgil van Dijk, and there's Ashley Cole. I mean, I can't love Ashley Cole anyway, even though he was playing from the left side, but I love him. And then there is Tony Adams, Mr. Arsenal. Come on, this guy is from the mid 1980s to the early 2000s, this guy was the defender. This guy was the guy that played in that Arsenal team that won the title scoring just 1 goal. Once you score, it's the Arsenal way. You can't score against them. This was the guy that led that team. And for 255 games, I've lost only 56, won 132. Come on, 115 clean sheets in that period. Fantastic. That's Rio Ferdinand. I'm not going to take him out. And then the king of them all in my own books is John Terry. But I want to know what you're saying, what your thought is. The man, Virgil van Dijk, the all-time greatest defender. And you can only do your all-time from where you started watching. So if you started watching 5 years ago, you might as well pick him. But I want to know from you guys what you think. Do you agree with that take from just about almost everybody these days, kind of like say it? And I'm like, did these people watch the game at all? Or I'm the one that is being too emotional or too sentimental? I don't know, but I won't put him in my top 5 all-time best defenders. I won't put him there. But hey, people have different thoughts, different ideas, and I want to hear yours. I mean, I don't know why the comment section is just so blank. Nobody's making comment today. We have 15 people viewing, 17 people viewing, 11 likes, and the comments are like two and a half. Okay, so I don't understand. But maybe nobody watched all these other defenders that I'm mentioning, so they're struggling to add to fill in the blanks. But you guys have to find a way to tell me what you think, because to be very very honest, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Uh, you don't understand. Virgil van Dijk, all-time best defender in the Premier League. No, Demola brother Ibrahim say Van Dijk is he even better than Nemanja Vidic? Ask me. Oh. Paul Aigbami, we say good morning, Legote. I won't say Van Dijk is the best defender to play in the EPL. Maybe the best in the era in this era, because we have seen great defenders who fit this bill. Also, Vidic, Terry, Rio Campbell, Vincent Company. So Van Dijk is the best defender in the last 4 to 5 years. Well, I think I have to agree with that one. That analogy makes sense to somebody like me. But all time greatest, like I saw somebody say the other day that Halin Haaland is the best striker to ever play in the Premier League, and I was like, when did you start watching the Premier League? Because sometimes you don't just attack people; you try to like understand the context of their perspective. And I was like, wait a minute, when did you start watching the Premier League? And he looked at me because my senior bros is older than me. And age is nothing. Oh. Some people know they watch football before. They're not quick get television. Oh. They're not quick get satellite. Forget. See they're older. So I was sitting there, I was watching him, and he was saying this thing, and he was drinking, and we were all talking. I was just looking at him. And I said, did you watch the Premier League? Did you see Luis Suarez play? You're going to sit down there. You could tell that there's a volcano erupting on the inside of me, but I was trying to be nice. Are you going to sit down there and tell me that you are convinced in your heart of heart that Erling Haaland is better than Luis Suarez? That he is better than Fernando El Nuno Torres of Liverpool? That he is better than the guy who won the double for Arsenal, Nicolas Anelka? The guy who became the highest goal scorer with 198 goals, Ian Wright. And then Thierry Henry. And then, what's it called? Ruud van Nistelrooy. And then Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, Alan Shearer. You're telling me that you're convinced, and you can say this and go to your children as a man and then present it as fact to your children that, listen, my children, in the year of our Lord 2023, there came a player who's better than all the others, stronger than Samson, closer, loved by God more than he loved David, have the power to part the Red Sea better than Moses, could survive in the belly of a whale better than Jonah. Is that what you're really telling me? Calling down fire and brimstone and thunder from heaven better than Elijah. Is that what you're actually telling me right now? That person is Erling Haaland in the Premier League? And he was looking at me like, it matter not serious. Like I said, my bro, it's a serious person self. It's like, I'm like right now, I'm taking it personal. And I start calling all those strikers, and he's like, oh, okay. I said, what were you saying? Like, you were saying that he's better than those current strikers. There are no strikers in the Premier League anymore. Haven't you noticed that apart from Liverpool, which other club gets strikers? No, nobody plays strikers anymore. So the days of strikers are gone. So Erling Haaland can be the one-eye man in the land of the blind. I can't understand. And when I sit here, I can't even place him, and I didn't even mention Cristiano Ronaldo. I can't even place Erling Haaland currently over Mo Salah. Prime Mo Salah, you freaking kidding me? That guy could come out of nowhere and score goals from impossible angle. He takes the ball to his right, he's waving you on the right, and then he dazzles to his left, and then the ball is, all you know that it dazzles to the left, and then the ball is in the net. And because I've been trying it, I've been learning it. It's still an amateur, still working it. But it was a Mo Salah, Fernando and Nuno Torres breakaway, the king of breakaway. Hey, I am runaway. Hey. I think that's the guy that they created that song for. You go, your team is playing corner kick. You thinking this is the moment where we have Liverpool by the scruff of their neck. We're going to kill them. They cross the corner kick. Did you see the goal scored against Blackburn when he scored a hat-trick in that game? They cross the corner. Somebody defends it, and one way or the other, the ball always finds itself to go and meet one player that goes by the name Steven Gerrard. and the opposition players have all come up. Okay, even when he played for Chelsea, Barcelona felt it. They've all come up to the center line. They are thinking, "Oh, we're going to get this one," and then the ball just gets to Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard just know anyways, put it there, and then leave the rest. Leave the rest to God to judge. Because right now, ain't no defender in this Premier League that's going to stop Fernando El Nuno Torres. No. It's a Mr. Bombastic. Tell me fantastic. Fernando Torres is going to put the ball in the net. That's as simple as that. Because, I mean, come on. Alin Haaland, I'm not taking anything away from him. 56 goals in all competition in one season, winning the treble in his first season. Fantastic guy. I mean, you can't argue against all that achievement. But hey, that's just goals and triple hat trick back to back to back. Yeah, good. But hey, all time best striker. We're gonna have a sit down. I'm gonna sit down and have a conversation with you. Like, hello, what can be your? Let me sound like my Guinea mother. What can be your kind of Ukpokwe? You know, because you can convince me. That's the same way people trying to make me feel like Virgil van Dijk is the best defender to have played in the Premier League. Are you freaking kidding me right now? And then do you remember when Andy Cole and Dwight York paired together? You remember that partnership? Again. Somebody also asked me this, sent me this message and said, "Who's your all-time greatest player at the Premier League?" And that's the easiest question anybody would ever ask me. The man's name is Eric Cantona, the menace himself, not Dennis. That man, I don't know. Every other person who came in, every other foreigner who came in to start playing in the Premier League came in because Eric Cantona played in the Premier League. Are you joking? Are you joking right now? He gave us everything. He gave us goals. He gave us fun. He gave us thrill. He gave us calm. He gave us attitude. He gave us kung fu kick. Nobody comes with better package than that guy. Balotelli, the Leno. Balotelli is just a bush boy that is stubborn. We'll talk about Eric Cantona. Maybe fight the fans, fight the referees, and, throw the card on the floor. There's nothing he didn't do. He gave us everything. And then there was Dennis Beckham, following closely like a Bugatti and a Ferrari race. They're very, very close. They're nose to nose, neck to neck, the finish line. And then Eric Cantona just beat him small. Then it's the man as Beckham. Are you joking right now? Some of you guys don't know the history of the Premier League, okay? And then there was this guy, the smallest man to play in the Premier League. There are two small guys. And these two guys were Italians. Mother. Ooh, shy. Now, you guys don't know the Premier League the way I know the Premier League. You guys think they fall in love with the Premier League, they romance the Premier League the way I did, because it was different. I mean, my journey with football started with the Italian Serie A. I had Toto Schillaci, Roberto Baggio, all of these great guys. And then I moved to the Bundesliga, and then I moved to the Dutch League, and then I came back. And then the English League was very boring back in the days, like police football, boom, boom, kick and follow. And then some foreign players started coming in. Okay, there was this guy called Paulo Di Canio. You know Paulo Di Canio? Mm-hmm. And then there was this guy who used to score spectacular goals, who played in the Premier League for a club called Southampton. And I still don't understand why Manchester United or Arsenal or some of those big clubs didn't sign him, because this guy can score spectacular goals. Father Lord. His name was Matt Letizia. Yeah, I don't know. Some of you guys don't know who that person is. Then there's James Beattie. That guy, do you know the name? The name reminds me of his behavior. He's like a greyhound. It's like a like Beetle. Like, he's all over the place. Oh God, James Beattie was crazy. But Matt Letizia was, oh my God, it was satisfaction for 90 minutes. Like Dennis Beckham was the guy who was just calm, who was doing. So there's Reverend Oloye have a son. Reverend Oloye, like, my pastor back in then, have a son. His name is Rotimi Oloye. Rotimi Oloye always remind me of Dennis Beckham. Rotimi is this boy who is very calm. Like when you come here, if something happens, you will say, Rotimi, leave here. You can't do it. Meanwhile, he's a culprit. Like he's a menace with an innocent face. That's Dennis Beckham. Look like he can't do nothing. But it's the only player in the Premier League era that made two different players, all-time highest goal scorers for the club. First off, he helped Dennis and Wright to become the all-time highest goal scorer, scoring 198 goals. That goal against Bolton Wanderers, the goal against Everton, those flicking passes. And then Thierry Henry, Aneka came in, would have been like the greatest attacker to play in the Premier League. If he played 10 seasons with Dennis Beckham, would have been the greatest player ever. I still believe in my head of those three, Thierry Henry, David Trezeguet, and Nicolas Anelka. Anelka was the best of the three of them. Like, and nobody's gonna be able to convince me on that one. But you see, the thing about that thing that they say, Rolling Stone gathers no more. Yes, that's the problem with Nicolas Anelka. He gathers no more because he was always moving. It was always, today is not stable, tomorrow is hungry to move, next tomorrow is, his brother was his manager. They always want to make money out of him. But then his movement was good because he ended up winning the Champions League with Real Madrid. I'm not sure he would have. I think if he had stayed at Arsenal here, Arsenal would have won the Champions League because Nicolas Anelka had it all. He had everything. He could score, he could run, he was fast, he could score with his left leg, he could score with his right leg, he could score with his head. It was just, I mean, don't even say it. I know Chelsea fans will not be happy. Chelsea fans have got the bad signing for some good players anyway. They signed Nicolas Anelka and they think he wasn't good enough. But I just think that the system, the team didn't want him to settle because if he settles, he would displace this Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba was a different kind of beast, different kind of animal that you don't mess with. Okay, it was different. And then you have Fernando Torres, who also came in and didn't do well at Chelsea, and that's like the most ridiculous thing for me. But then that's when I begin to believe in superstition that the number 9 jersey is cost. I don't know the story behind it, but hey, those are moments that we've had to talk. But let's come back again to the topic that we're having. Is Virgil van Dijk the best defender to play in the Premier League era? I mean, there's a whole lot. There's that other short Italian that I was going to talk about, Gianfranco Zola. The story was told that okay, Roman Abramovich wanted to buy Arsenal, right? And then he came and they told him that they are in a lockdown, they're not selling. And then he went to go and buy Chelsea. Now, he saw a Chelsea game where Gianfranco Zola was, oh, Jesus Christ. Gianfranco Zola was good. Free kick, dribble, turn, twist, and turn, short leg, very close. It was Messi-like, okay? But at the end of the day, when he bought him, before the deal was done, Zola's contract had run out and he had left. I think it was go to Genoa or one team in Italy. Or I don't know, but he had left Chelsea. And then Roman Abramovich found out that he was not part of the package. Jesus Christ. It was painful. And this is good players. And then there was this guy who played for Newcastle. I saw him at Faustino Asprilla. I saw him at the World Cup in 2014. We had a picture together. I can't find those pictures. I don't know what happened, but just lost up my World Cup memories. Okay, well, it's not today. I've always lost pictures, so it's not a big deal. Football 69 football say Van Dijk isn't my best Premier League defender. I choose John Terry and Vidic. He heard what pressure say. As a Liverpool supporter, to be honest, I give it to John Terry. Virgil van Dijk isn't there. Olatunji Emmanuel is a company Ferdinand. Vidic, Terry will be ahead before him. Now we're talking. Olafat say, boss, good morning. For me, if they are saying Virgil van Dijk is the GOAT, then if Gabriel Magalhaes plays for 3 or 4 years, 4 seasons now, he should surpass anything Virgil van Dijk did. What did Virgil van Dijk do at Southampton? I'm not even bringing Southampton into the conversation because, come on, Southampton is a team that doesn't keep the ball. They always are defending. They're always under pressure. So I'm not even saying anything about that. I'm just staying with Liverpool, his performance with Liverpool. This is the best of Liverpool ever, 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 ever. But you cannot, John Terry. John Terry is the guy. You know that line in Brilla say what others wish they were. John Terry is this player you wish you had in your team now. John Terry alone can save Nigeria economy. This problem that we're having now, John Terry will save us. Bring John Terry to Nigeria. The playing John Terry, not the coaching one. You hear what pressure say Haaland isn't anywhere near Aguero or Drogba. Can Haaland dribble a defender and score? Olafat says, let's even leave the names you mentioned. In Liverpool, he can't even list Semi-Happy as someone who was in Legbere at Southampton. Paul Egwami say Andy Cole, fantastic player. I say Andy Cole and Dwight York were called the Twin Tower. Those are the players that made the EPL a joy to watch. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. You can say that again. Demola Abiodun Ibrahim says, if you talk about Haaland now, they will bring stats to you. Whatever stats you're going to bring them. I'm ready. Rich. That's why they are rating Virgil van Dijk, and they will say he go a whole season without being dribble pass. What kind of stat is that? I don't understand that kind of statistics because they run away from player and they use that for the work. That's Steve Keshi style. Even Steve Keshi was better than him. Paul, I going to say James Beattie. Woo. Demola Abiodun Ibrahim say, boss, Dennis or David? No, Dennis Beckham. There is Dennis Beckham, and then there is David Beckham. David Beckham is good. He's good. He just stays there. The best crosser of the ball to ever play in the Premier League. All right, so that's okay. But Dennis the Menace Beckham, the Dutchman from the Orange Gang, 1988 European Footballer of the Year. Are you joking with me right now? No, that's the guy, the man as himself. Olafat say, boss, no be their fault. Some people started watching the Premier League in the Pep and CR7 era. Some can't relate with the names you are mentioning. I did tell you. Paul, I want to say Dennis Beckham. Oh God, that guy is good. Quintin says this conversation itself sound disrespectful to the EPL. Defending legend for Liverpool, perhaps. Okay, Virgil van Dijk could be their best of all time. I don't even think he's the best defender of all time for Liverpool, to be very honest. Okay, but in the EPL as a whole, Virgil van Dijk isn't in the top 15. Somebody just shouted the balls right now. I'm still putting in my top 10. I was say it's not in the top 15. Oh my god. Obariga Igere says, bro, you remember Gianfranco Zola and Di Canio, the two Italians that did very well. Yes, now, wow, come on. You can't forget them now. That fantastic football players. Olatunji Emmanuel is saying my issue with Haaland is that once he is short of service, he can't do a lot. Reason why he didn't score a lot without Kevin De Bruyne, and he also doesn't have footwork or to weave past defenders. Now you're speaking my language, and I was telling somebody this. It's like, hey, it doesn't matter. Hey, if it's easy, let other people go and stand there and wait for pass. I said, listen. That's not how you look at it. I'm not trying to rubbish him. I'm not taking anything away from him. But listen, there's kind of come a time where Kevin De Bruyne will not be there, where you have a Bernardo Silva who pretend. Bernardo Silva is the exact meaning of busy doing nothing. Pretend to be doing something, but absolutely nothing, right? That's the days where you realize that, man, this guy sharp. And see, the media will come at him. Olatuji says, sir, did you watch Shearer play? Yes, I watched the Premier League from the beginning. I watched him play and win the Premier League with Blackburn Rovers. I watched him sign for 30 million for Newcastle, and it was celebration at the highest level. I say, not only did I watch Shearer, I watched these guys live in stadiums. Like I've watched a lot of in my lifetime in the EPL era. I think I've watched close to 50 or 53 live premiership matches, and I've seen all these guys play football. You know that watching on TV is different from watching live, Sha. Maybe they've not told you guys. It says, did you watch Shearer play? I just want to know how he was in his day, as well as son of God. And right is, for me, it's one of the luckiest son of a bitch that ever played football. So this guy didn't start playing pretty early. He was a Sunday footballer. He was a guy who nobody believed in. Have you heard the story of Redknapp when he signed one player, and then the player told him that I have a teammate who's better than me, and then he didn't sign. And then the player came to Redknapp and said, when Redknapp came to pick up the player, I said, why are you signing my mate when I could be the guy? And I Redknapp looked at me and was like, this black Jamaican boy knows how to play football. And then one word, the boy, he went to Crystal Palace. The next game that they were playing was against Redknapp's West Ham. But Banga, it's got a hat trick. That guy that I signed played God knows how many games he never even see good score. And this guy was begging Redknapp. I mean, you've got to see that story. You know, Redknapp is dramatic when he tells story. Have you watched the story he talked about how he wanted to sign Kanwako, and Tony Adams said, that one is 48 years old. And then he brought Kanwako, and bam, Kanwako scored a double in a trial match. And then before you know the play, he was scoring goals, and then he won the FA Cup for them. It's so interesting. That's sometimes why I watch Talk Sports, because they get very, very in-depth, interesting stories that you don't get anywhere. Alan Shearer was good. Alan Shearer was brute force speed, and his precision was better than any other person that I know to have played in the Premier League. So if injury was not part of his problems, maybe Robbie Fowler would have been better than him. The guy who scored the fastest hat-trick before Sadio Mane. Okay, Robbie Fowler, they call him son of God. That's another fantastic guy to play in the Premier League. People like Steve McManaman, John Barnes, one of the best dribblers to play in the Premier League from the side, before Ryan Giggs came on board. But I think Alan Shearer was that guy who... Alan Shearer was the first guy that to be described with a striker who need one chance to score 2 goals. You know, they describe him. They used to describe him that Tommy Smith, who's the guy that I looked up to when I wanted to start talking football, talking sports. Tommy Smith used to say on ESPN, the old onion bag, that the only striker in the world that he almost wanted to describe as better than Marco van Basten. And back in the day, Marco van Basten was the god of football. Was my first football idol. My first ever football idol outside of Africa, outside of Nigeria, was Marco van Basten. And that's how good he was. Not in the style, the finesse of football. Thierry Henry brought that one. The finesse of strikers in the Premier League. Thierry Henry brought that one. Thierry Henry was a different beast. It was a different animal in that regard, anyway. Tosin Lehmann, they say John Terry and Rio Ferdinand are ahead of Virgil van Dijk, Vidic and Cavallo Sef are ahead of him. Henry Morrissey, Van Hu, on I know even rate him better than Sports Ladley King, who was always with the doctor. Demola Abiodiba say, boss, for how many years will a player be consistent before we call him world class? It's not about years. So you can be consistent for 3 years and be world class. It depends on what your consistency brings. Okay, so you can be consistent. You said the jury is still out on somebody like Harry Kane. Harry Kane has been consistent since forever, since he burst into the scene. But the jury is still out on it because the consistency is brought him nothing. And sometimes your consistency have to bring something to the table. Kaká didn't play for long. Ronaldinho didn't play for long. But you saw all of the things that they brought. Okocha played forever. Played forever. 15, 20, almost 20 years. It was a circus man. It was a dribbler, but that's where the conversation ends. But there's some players who had like 3, 4, 5 consistent years, and in those 3, 4, 5 years, my God, they were good. Well, guys, it's 10 o'clock. I have a class to go teach. I need to run right now. Alan Shearer and Chris Sutton were the first twin tower. They used to call them SAS. Sutton, and the first ever SAS that I heard was Sutton and Shearer. Jesus Christ. Some people play football. Guys, we'll continue this conversation tomorrow. I need to go teach my student. This might just be the last one before I go to the All African Games, and then come back, and then I'll have Timi Dakolo and a few other celebrities come and sit with my student. But for now, I gotta go. Thank you very much. My name is Idafi Mathias. God bless you guys for your comments and everything. And thanks to Tio from Ghana. Maybe we'll have somebody from South Africa tomorrow, or no, I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. God bless you guys and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.